What is going on, guys? As always, thank you for joining me on my channel. Please subscribe, like, and comment. Before, after, don't really care. Maybe even dislike. I just want some feedback from everybody. I really enjoy having you guys. I enjoy you guys listening to me. I appreciate it. And with that being said, let's jump into today's lesson, okay? As always, Peter, Professor X. We're going to be talking about mindset, how you should structure your days, what you should do, or what I would do if I was in your guys' position. So let's just get started, right? What are my credentials? I know most people know me. Maybe you found me on my TikTok at ZenBun. Maybe you found me on my Instagram at ecom_bun. So who am I? What are my credentials and stuff like that? So obviously I am an e-commerce expert. As you can see, here is one of my stores today. We had some refunds, but about 11K a day. That's 11,000. Here's store number 2. Almost, sorry, let it load. Almost 19,000 today on this store. And my third store was kind of slow today, but you know, the day's not over yet, so I have high hopes. But we just have one sale in this store for now, so 2,500. So what did I do 2 years ago when I first really started these businesses? What was I doing? How did I structure my days? How did I structure my business? What was I chasing? Well, guys, when you get started, you know, I know a lot of people want to make their whys things like Lamborghini, things like nice, you know, crystally diamond watches, stuff like that. But let me explain something to you. When you're considering what your why is, make sure it is going to be able to motivate you and discipline you. The word discipline is very important. Make sure it is going to discipline you enough to ensure that you chase your dream until you reach the end, right? So let's say for me, this watch was my dream, right? Which at one point I did, I guess, dream of buying a freaking diamond Rolex, blah, blah, blah. But you know, my why didn't start with the diamond Rolex. My why started with financial freedom. My why started with feeding my family. Although my family was okay, I wanted to be able to retire them if they needed to. And just being able to help my friends out more. I wanted to build together with my friends. I wanted to keep enjoying life how I was. Being free of any chains, like a job or just basically any responsibility that I didn't want to accrue by myself, right? The responsibilities I enjoy are the businesses that I enjoy diving into. When I had first gotten started, the whys were simple, you know, chase the financial freedom. This way I never have to work a job. And while chasing financial freedom, you know, let me just make sure I make a lot of money to buy some things like cars, houses, whatever, you know, watches, blah, 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 blah. That stuff isn't as important to me. Obviously not even anymore. As you accumulate more wealth, you know that those things don't even really make you happy at all, maybe for 5 seconds. Everybody knows that, you know, most people don't believe it, but you guys will see one day when you become financially free, that stuff, you know, it's super temporary, but they're great. It's great, you know, make them goals for yourself, but don't make them your why. Find a why that will push you to the finish line and make sure you cross that shit, okay? That mindset for me was really what pushed me into becoming, you know, a 30, 40, 50K a day dropshipper, right? Last month we'd almost cracked 900,000 across 3 stores. Just make that your why, make that your goal, those things that are more so important to you. This way you could finish the job. So what are some things that I really enjoy, or maybe I didn't enjoy, but I forced myself into enjoying because I knew they were good for me. I knew that other successful people were doing them and I had to do them too, because that is the way I was going to become successful. Aside from the business model, aside from all of that, these are just some mindset things that no matter which business model, dropshipping, Amazon, stocks, crypto trading, it doesn't really matter. These are things that it can only help you because they're mindset techniques. They are discipline techniques. They are techniques that you can absolutely use no matter where you are in your life. You know, they can only excel you, right? So let's get started. So reading is one. Reading goes overlooked. Why? It helps your grammar. It helps your brain get stimulated, and honestly, it really does help you get motivated. The secret to life really is in some books if you read the right books. I have a bunch of books here. I would not be here without all these books. You see these books? And I reread these books so many times. If you follow my TikTok, you know this is The Science of Getting Rich. by Wallace D. Wattles. I have read and listened to this book on Spotify over 100 times. I still listen to chapters every single day. It's a short book. I recommend it for everybody. This is really what put me on. I was doing AliExpress, if you watch my previous videos, 3.5, 4 years ago. I was completely stuck, but this book got me through it, even when I was $5,000 to $10,000 in debt after, getting into that business model and completely running up the ad spend to a point where I couldn't even sustain myself. And here are just some other my favorite books. This book I actually just started, Deepak Chopra, Creating Affluence. I'll let you guys know how that goes. But the 7 Spiritual Laws of Success, Deepak Chopra, another gem. Look how short it is. You know what I'm saying? I used to, when I was working construction in New York City, I would ride the train sometimes, read this book. It was a little pocket version. Why not? Because everybody else is looking at their phones. On some subways, there's no Wi-Fi. So what am I doing? I'm reading a book. Why? Because it might teach me a thing or two. You know what I'm saying? This is another one of my favorite books. It's called The Alchemist. It's a story, and it's just basically understanding that if you have enough faith, you can find the right path for yourself. It's not going to be easy, but you can do it, right? And these are just some of my favorite books. It's not super important, but the idea is stimulate your brain. Do things that other people are not willing to do, but that you should do, because people like Warren Buffett, Charlie Munger, all these people recommend these things. And why? It's because they need brain stimulation. That's why they're 80 years old and they're still absolutely crushing it. It's because they've been stimulating their brain so long that all they know is just how to utilize it, right? And think about all the people in your life that might not read. What have those people accomplished? Why don't they read? What is it about reading that people don't want to do it? Is it because it's boring? Then find a book that you enjoy. Find a book that can teach you something. It's as simple as that. It's not that serious, but I recommend reading, these self-help books. They will honestly push you further than some of the people that don't really understand how powerful they are or just don't want to do it. It will push you further than them, and you will have to do things repeatedly that people don't want to do, because those are the things that lead to success. And that's why it is the 1%, not the 99% that succeed. It's because that 1% will do so many more things that the 99 just are too lazy to do. The next one is meditation, everybody's favorite. What even is it? I consider meditation or prayer very similar, but my favorite type of meditation is the Wim Hof breathing guide on YouTube. You can look it up after this video. It is super awesome. It's just, it really is just inhaling oxygen as deep as you can into your lungs, as long as you can, for about a minute, and then just holding your breath for a little while, being at peace, being in the moment. Things like that are going to go such a long way. It is very hard to explain meditation. If you guys want to learn more about it, or like a whole video just about meditation, I really wouldn't mind, because I feel like meditation has pushed me so far. I try to meditate 2 to 3 times a day. It really is great for clearing your head. The best business people probably do it because it also helps them clear their head. And honestly, it is just something that is super healthy for you. Releasing all of your problems for a small moment, that anxiety that you have, just for a small moment, for 10-15 minutes, even in intervals a day, 2 to 3 intervals, can really change everything. And to say you don't have 15 minutes to meditate every day is just a lie. I don't buy that excuse. Even when you wake up and you're laying in bed, you could do it. It could really help get your day started, and that is so important, right? How you start your day or how you finish your night is so important, because that really sets the tone for everything else. It sets the tone for the rest of the day, or sets the tone for the next day. And once you set that tone for yourself, that's when you can really accomplish greatness. Once you set your tone with positivity, meditation, abundance, God, those things are really going to elevate you way over the top. And like I said, the things that people won't do or not willing to do consistently, to be doing it disciplined, they won't be able to learn about themselves. They won't be able to learn what's in store for themselves, because they're not taking that time to dive all the way in. You have to dive in internally, because this is the person who has the secret. You are the person who has the secret. You could follow mentors the rest of your life, but there are certain things that you're gonna have to do within yourself that's really going to differentiate you no matter what from your competition. We don't like to be in a competitive mind state. The idea is that this is how business works. This is how life works. You can't get babied forever, and sometimes you have to dig deep within yourself to figure out, can David beat Goliath, right? Because at the end of the day, no matter what, if you are a noob to business, you have to be David. You have to be the inexperienced guy. But once you have that faith, once you have the weaponry, you can beat Goliath. It's not that hard. Let's move on to the next one, which is studying. Studying, learning, I think they mean the same thing to me. YouTube, mentors, books, all of these things are so essential to learning. Why wouldn't you learn from free stuff on YouTube? And then when you're working your job, pay for mentors that can accelerate you, that can elevate you. I'm not telling you to go buy every mentor. I'm not telling you to buy one mentor. What I'm saying is find people that you trust, find people that understand the kind of mission that you're on, or you understand what kind of mission they were on so you can relate to them. And if they seem trustworthy, buy some mentorship from them. I love picking people's brains. Me and my partners, my friends, we buy mentorship all the time. So we consider buying 20, 30, 40K mentorships just to get in contact with these people because that connection is very worth it. Sometimes connections are the most important thing to you. Your network is your net worth, you know? These expressions mean something because they're true. But guys, YouTube mentors, keep learning. Don't, if you work a job and you come home, all right, maybe you enjoy playing video games for a few hours, but enjoy learning for a few hours, enjoy reading for a few hours. There is nothing wrong with spending some time doing some things that will actually better you. No matter who makes fun of you for it, no matter who doubts you, people always doubt you. Don't let people doubt you for no reason, right? If they're doubting you, that's because they think you're gonna give up. That's because they think you're undisciplined. So stay disciplined. Keep reading, keep learning on YouTube, keep watching. And you don't have to share with everybody that you're doing it. Just do it behind the scenes, and then once you bring in results, they will believe you then. They have no choice because you brought in the results. People won't believe you until you bring the results. People didn't believe me until I had done 6 million in sales, right? That's why I'm in the position I'm in. Now people can believe me, and some still don't. Some are still questioning, oh, is this guy legit? No, he's faking all his sales. Why the hell would I do that? I'm just a regular guy who, maybe you could say got lucky, but I've also been doing it for 4 years. So when you consistently do it for 2 or 3 years, if you're better than me, you could do it in 1 year. Think about it like that. I don't doubt that. People that are below me have surpassed me much quicker than I have because they listen to all the steps that me and the things that I've listened to did, and they excelled better than me. And I don't hate them for that. I admire that because they really took it that extra mile, which is exactly what you're supposed to do when you're at the bottom trying to succeed. When you're trying to get out the mud, that is what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to take all the people that have what you have, all their advice, compile it, and just almost jam it down your throat where you're full on all this knowledge, the meditation, the studying, all that stuff. You're just so full, you have no choice but to be abundant in that, right? So these are things that I still do all the time. I know people love people like Bia Heza, shout out to him, because it's like these people are really showing you guys that anything is possible. Now it is time to take steps like they show you and try a million things. There's nothing wrong. Think about it. If you spent 4 years like you did in college just trying random things, you would probably have figured it out. Luckily, I had started in college. That was 4 years ago. So after 4 years, yes, I had figured out. Technically, after 2.5 years, I had started figuring it out. But that is just an example, right? 4 years is not a long time. Think about it. If you're willing to go $1,000 to $200,000 in debt for school, why not just spend $1,000 to $10,000 going in debt for a few businesses that you could try, right? People just overlook these things, which is a huge mistake because it's that $1,000 to $10,000 investment as opposed to the $100,000 to $200,000 investment could be all the difference. And I went to college and I'm admitting, so I have my degree, I have a marketing degree, and I do online marketing and online business. And what did I realize? All the things that I learned from my business were a lot better than what I learned in school. Let's go to the last point, which this is something that I know some people know about, some people don't really care about, some people question, which you should question everything. It's good to question. I'm not saying you should insult people, I'm saying you should question it so you can find out for yourself. But it is, the law of attraction, affirmations, and positivity. One of my favorite books, I actually have it in my room. I don't have it next to me, it's over there on my shelf, is The Power of Positive Thinking. So what about this book is so crazy, right? Well, it's just the idea that once you discipline yourself to constantly believe that positivity is what you want and all you're going to think about is positivity, which, guys, it is hard for anybody. It's hard for me, it's hard for anybody that's still trying to get disciplined in something like that. But once you figure it out, once you start doing it, once you start practicing it, it is going to make all the difference. You are not going to get pissed at all those little things that you get pissed anymore because you get to understand perspectives now. Once you understand perspectives, you can understand those people aren't you, so you can't feel the way they're feeling in that moment where they have done something to you. So instead, be positive always. Be the light that can't be dimmed. I'm telling you, positive things will be reaffirmed back to you, right? That's why we read affirmations. That's why we believe in the law of attraction. If you believe in that stuff, or if you don't, let me explain. Energy goes where energy flows. So if you are putting your energy into shitty things, more energy is going to flow in that direction. You will get more shitty things in your life. You will get more shitty vibes. You will get more shitty friends. All that stuff is just going to come right back. Where energy goes, energy flows. Where you put your energy, if you put your energy into positive things will flow into your life. Opportunity, all that stuff. And the reason why I recommend books like these is because all they do is explain to you, once God or whatever you believe in, the universe, once these things start pushing opportunities right in your face, you will not be able to ignore them. That is what the books have taught me. The books have taught me, once the opportunity gets pushed right in your face, you won't be able to ignore them, and you won't even want to ignore them. The truth is, you will want to capitalize on them, and that's what you should want. You should want to capitalize on the opportunities that are in your life, because you don't know if that's going to be the difference between your happiness, your financial freedom, all of that stuff. So if there's anything in specific that you would want to know more about, leave a comment. If you like the video, leave a like. If you have some discrepancy, or maybe you dislike the video, let me know why in the comments. I love to talk about these things. These things seriously excite me, and they were seriously a part of my success. And I know everybody wants to see Google Ads content, everybody wants to see dropshipping content, but the truth is, I had built my foundation before I started most of my successful businesses. I had really built that foundation, and that is what led me to my success. So do I recommend dropshipping or high ticket dropshipping or any specific business model, FBA, all these things? I recommend everything. I recommend trying so many things because that's what I did. But the truth is, I recommend learning about all this stuff first, and that's why I keep making videos about the basic things, like law of attraction, like meditation, mindset, basic things, because I understand the importance of foundation, right? The Parthenon wasn't built overnight. The Parthenon is one of the wonders of the world, and it was not built overnight thousands of years ago. And if you wanted to build something that crazy today, you cannot do it overnight. If you took one column away from the Parthenon, it would still stand because the foundation is so strong. And that is why buildings are still modeled that way. They're still modeled with foundation all around the brims, because if you pull one, you can still be okay. So guys, thank you again for joining me on my channel. Like I said, go check out my second video on my channel, how I did 6 million in sales with dropshipping with Google Ads. I will be giving away $200 to 4 lucky winners, $50 each. That giveaway ends this month of June, and you have a chance to win if you like, if you subscribe, and if you comment under that video. So please, guys, just go do that if you want to win an extra $50. I want to help 4 people out this month. This is just for all the support everybody's showing me. I appreciate everything everybody has said to me, all the advice you guys have given me. I am writing down all this advice in my notes. I'm going to be making videos all the time about this stuff. I'm just going to be dishing out all the videos I already had. But until then, guys, as always, Professor X, Peter, let us achieve this financial freedom. Let us achieve this happiness together, right? Because sometimes the happiness goes overlooked, right? When people see the watches and the blah, 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 whatever, dude. That stuff is great. But let's get happy first, and let's get financially free first, because those two are what lead to everything else. That's the truth. Guys, like, subscribe. As always, see you around.